Hello, everyone. My name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of Barbie. Barbenhimer weekend is finally here, and let's just say it did not disappoint. I will be having a Oppenheimer review coming out on Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. But today is the Barbie review. That's why I'm wearing pink. I'm here. I'm ready. This is something that's super unique. Barbenheimer is just something that's completely unique. It happens once every few years. I guess the last thing I can remember is maybe The Dark Knight and Mamma Mia both coming out at the same time. But Barbie had an amazing weekend. It had the biggest domestic opening weekend for any movie this year. And together with Oppenheimer, this is the fourth biggest weekend box office in history, and is the biggest since the first weekend that Avengers Endgame came out. And Barbie is also the biggest opening weekend for a film directed by a female. And so this has just been a great weekend for film, a great weekend for Barbie and Oppenheimer. But before I go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. So jumping right into the review, I liked Barbie. I thought it was pretty good, although maybe a tiny bit disappointing. That doesn't mean, again, I didn't like it, because I did like it, but I didn't like it as good as I maybe thought I would. But I want to start off with the direction. Greta Gerwig did a fantastic job directing this. You could absolutely tell that her fingerprint was all over this movie. I really love the performances that she got out of all of her actors. And she used some really interesting filmmaking techniques here in this one. There are some shots in this that might look simple, but in reality are very difficult to pull off, and she absolutely pulled it off. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there were actually a couple of shots where she used like real toys. There were a few shots that did really kind of remind me of Game Night, how Game Night made a few of the shots, the wide aerial shots, look like game board, and like the characters and the cars were like board game pieces. She did something similar here, where either she actually did use toys, or it just looked like it, where she had a wide aerial shot and it just looked like she was using like a Barbie and like a toy car. It was really well done, and the attention to details that she had in this film is just incredible. The production design was absolutely amazing. It's 100% out of this world. I mean, you understand why there was a pink paint shortage going after this movie, and it was just so cool to look at. Everything that they built, everything that they designed, the props, even like the hair and makeup and the clothes, like it was just so well done. There was a ton of attention to detail, and honestly, this probably is a front runner for the Oscar for like hair and makeup, costume design, production design, because it really is like top notch. So Greta Gerwig did an amazing job directing this, and she's actually slated to direct the Chronicles of Narnia for Netflix, and I'm really excited to see what she does there. Unfortunately for me, one of the main things that doesn't quite work is the script for me. It doesn't work as well as I was really hoping that it would, especially because it's written by Noam Baumbach, who wrote Marriage Story, and Greta Gerwig herself. It just wasn't quite as tight of a script as I was hoping for. And I think maybe as a whole, the script was a little weak. The jokes in this for me were honestly probably about 50-50. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. And unfortunately, I think there was a higher percentage that didn't work for me than I was hoping for. That's not to say that the script is bad at all. The script definitely had some moments. There's a monologue that a character has at some point in the film that is really well performed and really well written. But then the script also has some points that kind of leaves me scratching my head a little bit. And honestly, I kind of feel like the main story maybe was one of the least interesting things about this film. And that's just a little bit disappointing for me. Another thing I will say is that it was a bit too long. At least it felt a little bit too long. There was at one point in the third act where I was really starting to say, like, all right, now we can kind of move along, wrap it up a little bit. And it's weird because it's only an hour and like 54 minutes. So it's a little bit weird for it to kind of feel long. But I think maybe, again, if the script was maybe just a little bit tighter, it would have just flowed a lot better. One area where I have absolutely zero complaints is with the actors. Everybody did an incredible job. There is no complaints whatsoever about the performances in this. Margot Robbie was absolutely perfect as Barbie. I mean, she's just really good. She's really good in everything. And she has a few moments here in this film where she kind of gets to show, like, yeah, this is why she was nominated for 2 Oscars. And I absolutely believe she's going to win at least one before her career's over. I might go out on a limb and say she's going to win more than one in her career. She's just really good. And she's perfect as Barbie. She gives a really great performance here. And she's just really, really good in this. Everything with Ryan Gosling is absolute gold in this. Like, every time he was on screen, there was just like this magnetic energy about him. It's like you couldn't take your eyes off him. He gave such a good performance, even in like all of the little tiny things. He added a lot of little tiny details into his performance that really made it stand out. And he was definitely one of the main highlights of the film for me. He definitely brought the energy that he's kind of been talking about. I also want to mention America Ferrera. She had maybe a little bit of a bigger role than I was expecting going into it, but she did a really, really good job. She had some really good moments in this. I haven't actually seen her in anything since that old Disney Channel movie she was in, like back from my childhood. And she was really good in this. I bet with the success of this film and with her performance in this, I kind of have a feeling she's going to be cast in a lot of different projects going forward. And she absolutely deserves it. She was really, really good. I also want to bring up Kate McKinnon. From the trailers, wasn't sure how big of a role she would have, which she ended up having a relatively smaller role, but still bigger than maybe I would have thought. And she's kind of hit or miss. And from the trailer, I couldn't tell if I was going to like her character or not. But I really, really enjoyed her character. I liked the role that her character served. And I didn't think that she got too silly, which to me sometimes with some of Kate McKinnon's roles, she can get a little bit too silly for me, but I think this was really well done, and I really liked her character, and I really liked her performance. One other person I want to mention was Simu Liu. He did have a little bit of a smaller role in this film, but he really made the most of it, and he was a lot of fun. Kind of sticking here in the Marvel train, Kingsley Ben-Adir. He's also in Secret Invasion right now. He had a role probably a little bit similar to Simu Liu in this, a little bit smaller, kind of more of a background Ken role, but he really had some funny moments. And again, like Simu Liu, he made the most out of his time, and he really helped just add to just the characters in the story. So overall, I did like Barbie, but I unfortunately didn't like it as much as I thought I would. But I still had a good time with it. It was still a good movie, but maybe not great. I maybe didn't love it, but if it tells you anything, my wife absolutely loved this movie. She walked out of the theater and she just said, I really love that. And she said it might be her favorite movie of the year. And if that tells you anything, she has seen just about all of the movies that I have reviewed so far this year. So you take a look back on my channel, see all of the good movies I've seen this year, and she's probably seen them with me. And so she said that this is probably her favorite movie of the year. So just know, just because I didn't love it doesn't mean that you won't. You might absolutely love it, just like my wife. And that's just the beautiful thing about film, is that it hits everybody differently. And like, your opinion isn't wrong. You can disagree with someone's opinion, but your opinion isn't wrong, because film is art and art hits people differently. But I think if you go, you will probably have a good time at the theater. The direction by Greta Gerwig was absolutely fantastic. The performances from everyone really was awesome. They did such a great job in this. And the production design and the attention to detail was really out of this world. It was so well done. Although I think the script maybe was a little bit weak. There was kind of some hand-wavy parts of the script that I feel like didn't really work for me. So overall, I still had a good time. I got to give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Still a solid score. That would still be positive on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. But that's it. That's my review of Barbie. What did you think about Barbie? Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you love it as much as my wife? Did you just like it like I did? Or did you not like it? Just let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and be a part of the conversation. Go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, wherever you can think, probably, at CinemaSeth, and I'll see you next time.